Hello world, hello beautiful people. My name is Yola and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing the weight of character and the importance of healing. Now, what I've realized recently is that healing can be equated to your character. Now, what does that mean? That means that your character can be impacted by the amount of pain and unhealed baggage that you carry around with yourself. I never knew this until recently. I actually learned this by meeting someone else. I observed this person and I realized that although they're a good person, right? Although they have good qualities and bad qualities, right? Although they're a kind person, and the list is endless, they have poor character. And the weight of their character to me is so heavy that I had to remove them from being my friend. I had to remove them from being my friend. And that resulted in me creating this video to talk about the weight of character. I was just like, this person's character is dreadful, which is why they are in the predicament that they are in, right? Just to give a little bit of insight into the type of person that this person is. I just met them, right? So based on what they have shown me, they are currently exhibiting the victim mindset, which is everything happens to me. Basically, they're living the story of everybody treats them wrong. They're always being rejected and they're such a great person. Like, how could they reject them? And they're always doing good and yet people give them bad and so on and so forth, right? That's the story that they're living by. And when you listen to this person, you'll feel for this person. You're like, oh my gosh, because you can see the person, right? They're in your face. You're like, but you're so kind. You're so this. Like, why would that happen? And then it's like, because of who I am, I would tell this person, like, okay, if you're being good to somebody who's hurting you, it's not on you. Like, you have to acknowledge the fact that you have done all you can do, and then you let that person go, you let that person be, because all that's going to happen is that you are going to be more and more hurt, right? You're going to be more and more distraught because people don't just change in the blink of an eye. More often than not, people don't just change in the blink of an eye. So you can see who's for you and who's not. You can see, you know, okay? Like, I don't understand when people meet certain people and like, they don't get along with that person and yet they still try to get along with that person. Like, what you think? That if you give them 100 tries, by the 100th try, you and that person gonna be great? How about you say you try twice and let it go if it don't flow? That's me though, right? I will say that our friendship ended for real. The truth on why we ended is because that person hurt me. Now, did they like do anything catastrophic to harm me or any of that? Absolutely not, right? They hurt me in the sense of the way that they moved. The moment that I told this person, hey, I don't like that you do this, this, and that, this person was like, they were offended, right? As if I'm not allowed to have an opinion and to be who I am and say what it is that I need and say the fact that you're not showing up in the way that I need you to show up if you're gonna be around me. They're not used to the directness of somebody saying what they need, saying what they want. What that resulted in is instead of them hearing what I said and them taking accountability for their actions, right? They are so hurt due to all that they are currently carrying that they haven't healed, that they flipped the entire situation on me and they were like, you've seen it wrong, you're crazy. The way in which they went about handling the situation is instead of taking accountability and apologizing. All I wanted was an apology. All I wanted was an apology. I just wanted that person to be like, you know what? I see where you're coming from. I completely understand you. This is what I'm willing to do going forward so that we can have a beautiful relationship. That's what I wanted from this person. But I had to accept the fact that the person isn't in a place to understand that I wasn't lying to them about their actions and I wasn't trying to hurt them. That's what it is. They think that because they've been hurt by so many women, so many people in their past, they think all women are out to hurt me. All women are out to get me. So as a woman, when I say, hey, I don't like this and I don't like that, can you change it? They're like, well, she's out to get me. So the immediate response is, no, I'm gonna hurt you before you can hurt me. So I'm gonna say all these things that I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to protect me. But in them saying all they said, I can say that it hurt me. It didn't really hurt me. Like for real, it didn't hurt me. But I could tell that they were trying to hurt me. That's the part. And that's what hurt, is to think that I thought of you as a friend. I have been nothing but kind and respectful of you. And I respect you enough to want to help you improve. And the only way I can help you do that is by giving you the truth, giving you love. That's love. Love is looking at somebody and being like, you're a great person, you are this, you are that, and you can improve in this area. And I need you to improve in this area if you want to be around me. And they were unable to receive that love. They were too hurt to look beyond all that they've been through to see that I'm a great person and that they could value and grow and improve by being in a relationship with me, in a friendship with me. What I had to remember is that hurt people hurt people. So that person didn't hurt me out of malicious intent. They didn't hurt me because they think I'm a bad person. They tried to hurt me because they are hurt themselves. They are in so much pain. So I've written down some notes on my phone for this video that I'm gonna just read aloud now. The first point I wanted to go over is the fact that hurt people hurt people. That's the importance of healing. You need to heal so that you don't unintentionally hurt good people who may improve you, who may be of benefit to you. And I'm not talking about the you that you are now, but the you that you will become in the future. Sometimes you will reach a level in life and you won't be able to go past that level until you meet new people so that they can help you improve and grow into the person who reaches that new level. Are you hearing me? Are you understanding what I'm putting out here right now? Right? So when that person met me, they were in a point in their life where it's like, how you treat me will either aid you in leveling up mentally and in understanding more, or you will be on your journey for a longer period of time until somebody else comes along to teach you, to help you. And unfortunately, they weren't able to be receptive. And that's all. Continuing. Your inability to take accountability for your actions, the harm that you inflict on other people, that's your actions, right? The things that you do is why you do what you do. Some people are reactive. What does reactive mean? Reactive means that there's an action and then immediately there's another action. What we do once we become healed is we learn how to respond. And what does respond mean? Respond means there's an action and then you wait and you process and you think. You might sit with it and then you respond. There's a difference, right? And it's not even something about time. It's actually something about you and how you move. Me, I'm in a level of life where I respond. You can act. You can do what you're gonna do. And it's up to me to process within myself what's going on, what am I feeling, where am I at, who is this person, and to do all the calculations within myself and then to be like, I might stay silent. I might go ahead and ignore this person, right? Or, here's a good example. Let's say somebody smacked you, right? In that time, you can react. And most people's reaction is to beat that person's ass. You're gonna fight that person, you're gonna smack them back, you're gonna put your hands on them, and you're gonna get yourself riled up, and you're gonna move so fast that you're in a state of reaction. Now, let's say that person smacks you, and you are a person who is responsive. You might hold your cheek and look at that person and say calmly, we're done here, and I'm leaving. And now me and you will never speak again. You will never see me again. You will never be able to raise another hand towards me. That is a response, right? That's a response because you're in your brain. You probably wanted to smack that person. You probably wanted to beat that person up for putting their hand on you. And yet you thought about it and you were like, where is this person at in their life? Like you had all these thoughts in here, like, where is this person at in their life? Why do they think that putting their hands on me was the smartest move? You're gonna have all these thoughts. And then you're gonna be like, that person's not worth it. They're not worth me getting angry and putting my hand on them. Maybe you're that person. Right? Now I feel like sometimes I could be a combination of both. Right? I could say what I have to say and respond and then beat your ass. That's just me. You can pick and choose what you do. What I want to emphasize with the weight of your character is the fact that how you move and show up may be your greatest downfall. How you move and how you show up may be your greatest downfall. What does that mean? That means you may fail not because you're a failure. You may fail because you don't know how to treat people. Personally, I don't have to like you to treat you well. That's me. I could literally say, I hate blank, right? And somebody else that I love and respect may ask me, hey, can you do this for that person? Yes. I may do it. Why? Because I love and respect this person. And when I'm doing it, I'm not going to be thinking in my head, oh, I hate this person. Da, da, da. No, I'm going to be thinking, I love this other person, so I'm going to do this. Let me just, get it out the way, do the best I could do, hold myself up to a new stature, whatever you got to do to get it done. But the point of the matter is, I'm not going to be malicious towards you because I don't like you. Like, what? I can say I hate certain vegetables. That doesn't mean that when I see those vegetables, I'm going to cuss them out. That doesn't mean that if somebody cooks me a meal and they put those vegetables in that I said I hate, that I'm not going to still try the meal to see if I like it. Maybe they knew how to season it. Maybe they knew how to cook it up so that it could subdue the part of it that I really didn't like or whatever, right? And let's say I do try the meal and I still just hate that thing. I'm going to then be like, hey, I tried this meal. I'm so thankful that you made this for me. That was so sweet. But I actually don't like these vegetables. And I'm not even gonna lie, I probably wouldn't even have waited that long to state that. I probably would have stated it beforehand to make sure that the person is knowledgeable of it. Yeah, that's me, right? How you move and show up may be your greatest downfall. This person that I'm talking about too is a grown person. When I say grown, I mean I'm in my 20s, they in their 50s. You're in your 50s. Now, this entire encounter has woken me up to understand further and deeper the fact that age doesn't really mean much. You may be older and still immature. You may be older than me, yet your level of maturity is lacking. It's lacking. And the way that I see that it's lacking is your character. It's your character. Anyone who has ever been my friend in this life, if we have fallen out, if we no longer talk, your business is nowhere out there. I am not talking bad about you behind your back. I am not constantly thinking about you and how to harm you and attack. No, my character is too rich for that. Me and you are no longer friends. Damn, that hurt. I gotta process that. And then I'm gonna leave you alone. Period. I'm not hitting you up. I'm not wondering. I'm not none of that. All energy revoked. All access revoked. If I see you, I might look at you and then look away. Mind my business and keep it moving. I'm not going to come over and brush you with my shoulder. I'm not going to crack a joke about you with somebody who's beside me. In fact, it's going to seem like you're a stranger to me. Not even the person beside me will know that I once knew you, unless you behave in a manner that causes the person beside me to ask if I know that person. That's that person I am. Because when we done, we done. We done. Right? It should be that simple. It is important for you to heal. Because if you aren't healing, you aren't maturing. If you aren't healing, you aren't maturing. What does that mean? That means if you got hurt at 15 years old and you don't heal that hurt from 15 years old, when you are 30 years old, you're still going to be reactive from that 15-year-old hurt. You're not gonna grow into the 30-year-old that you think you are. And get this, others around you will be able to tell that you haven't matured. So to me, maturing is learning how to implement what you've learned on your journey to benefit you, not only in the present, but in your future. A part of healing is acceptance. It's accepting all that happened to you. And that's hard. That's step one. Shoot. It's saying this, and that, this, and that, this, and that, all of this happened to me. And I'm gonna accept all of it. I'm gonna accept all of it so I can stop it right here. Right? So that I can process it right now. So that I could feel all of it. When you're accepting it, what you're also doing is processing it. Right? It's a duality. It's like I'm accepting this, and because I'm accepting it, I'm processing not only it, but how it impacted me. How do I move because of this? And then how do I want to move? Where am I now because of this? And where do I want to be? Like, let's say, because I was raised in an all-boy household, in such a household, we weren't really taught how to deal with our emotions and what to do. A lot of times, the first thought that pops up in my head is, I want to fight. That'd be the thought. I'd be like, forget all this talking. Like, let me just give you a nice little 8-piece combo. Let me feel better. Let me handle the situation like that. And then, after I do that, I might want to talk. That's the way that I used to be. And even now, sometimes, that thought comes up in my head where I'm like, ooh, I just want to, you know? But this healed version of me understands that, no, we're not going to do that. In fact, we might talk. So there was the version of me that used to want to fight everybody, and I used to do that, right? And then, because that wasn't resulting in me having the results that I actually wanted, I started to be silent. So things would happen, and instead of being angry or fighting in the moment, I would just be quiet. But that also left me annoyed because I had so many words within me that I wanted to get out and I wasn't getting them out. So then I was like, okay, let me talk. But then it's like some people I would talk to, they wouldn't hear me. So then it was like, what else can I do? Through this whole journey, I've been like, okay, I could fight. Okay, I could be quiet. Okay, I could talk. And then it's like, there was a time when I couldn't talk on the level that I can talk now. Yes, since I was a child, my mouth could run and I could talk a lot and I could say a lot of things. But there's been many people in my life who would say, I don't understand what you're saying. And because of that, I'm going to say thank you to all of y'all now. Because of that, I have learned new ways to say the same thing. There's certain people that I talk to, and if I say one thing one way and they don't get it, I'm gonna flip it. Say it another way. They don't get it, I'm gonna flip it. Say it another way. They don't get it, I'm gonna flip it. Say it another way. They don't get it, I'm gonna flip it. Say it another way. They don't get it, I'm gonna turn the scenario all the way around in a way that they're gonna get it. And it's crazy because when I was younger and I used to do that, then I started to hear, you make that make sense. Actually, I got it. And when I hear that enough times, I'm like, ooh, I'm about to be a master communicator. Yup. Now I'm about to go back to talking. right? But what I realized is different people deserve different responses. Some people, it's not even worth talking to. Like, just go ahead and fight them. But certain people, it's like, why would I even fight you? Like, let me just talk to you. And the other people, it's like, why would I even talk to you? Why would I even fight you? Let me just walk away from this entire situation and be quiet. And I'm not being quiet because you told me to. I'm not being quiet because I have nothing to say. I'm being quiet because I feel like that's the best card that I want to move with. And so be it. The point is, through evolution, I've learned that there are multiple ways to get what it is that I want. And that at different times, I use a different card. Another thing that I wrote is, unhealed people lead a life where they focus on what's behind them or what has happened instead of the present where life is currently happening. So that friend that I once had, I realized that they were so draining to me. And although they had all these great qualities, I got so tired of them. I did. And I got tired of them to the point where I started hiding from them. I did. Sometimes I would just like not leave my house because it's like I didn't want them to see me, and then think that because they see me that I'm available for them to come hang out with, and then they would chat off my ear. And the reason why they were draining to be 1,000 is they never had nothing new to talk about. Like, sometimes they had something new to talk about, but they were always talking about pain, hurt, the past, them being the victim, something not going their way. And it's like, that's all they would have. Or they were also the type of person that would be like, I used to be, and you heard that? Past tense. I used to be this. I used to do this. When they would do that, like, it would get on my nerves so much that I would be like, okay, so what are you gonna do now? I'm like, what are you doing now? What's the plan now? Like, I would try to pull them into this reality and be like, okay, I hear all the pain that you've been through. I hear all the past stories that you have. I hear all the time that you spent on this earth. What is the game plan now? What you about to do now? How are you gonna move forward now? And the truth is, I did hear what that person said, where they were like, they're just tired. They're burnt out. They don't know what to do now. Or they would just shoot random ideas out, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. But what they would also do is when they shoot out all those ideas, they're gonna be like, and I need your help for it. I'm not dumb. Yes, I'm young, but I'm wise. So as I'm listening to them list out all these fantastic ideas and all of that, the moment that they'd be like, I need your help, I'll be like, what does help mean to you? Right? And they'd be like, oh, I just need you to do this. I just need you to do that. And then I'll be like, can you do it? Do you know how to do the things that you're asking me to do? And even if you don't know how to do it, I'm willing to teach you how to do it, because what I think of as help is, I think of assistance. I think you're already doing it and I'm just here to tweak. That's what I think of help as. I think of help as assistance, right? I don't think of help as I'm doing it for you. And I think that's how that person thought of help. They're like, oh, I just want to send you hours of videos and you're gonna put it all together for me. And you're gonna listen to all of it, edit it all, and do all it. And I was like, are you paying me? Like, because I'm hearing work, right? And when I hear help, I think of help as free. Because I think of help as free, I think of help as assistance. That's how I think of it. And when this person was like, they're expecting me to do all this stuff for free, I had to tell this person, absolutely not. Nope. Because I already have the things that I'm doing for myself, and I've never thought to go ask somebody else to do the work for what I'm doing. Like, I've already planned to do it by myself. When I think of assistance, I think of, hey, can you help me with this? And whatever it is, I'm like, I just need this. I just need to bounce ideas off of you. Can you help me brainstorm? Help me organize my ideas? Can you help me go pick something up? Like, I'm gonna be picking it up with you, but can you lift the other side? Like, that's what I think of help as. Not doing jobs that one would be paid for free. That's not, Continuing, I said, if you can't pull yourself from your experiences, then you will continue to relive that experience. And that's what that person is. They're currently reliving this experience of this person hurt them, their entire family hurt them, they got into a marriage, that was unsuccessful, and they're leaving that with so much pain. Their children don't contact them. that's hurting them too. They're just so hurt from all over. So in them trying to make a new friend, they're unable to let go of all their pain to make room for good, for better. Continuing, I wrote, you stay wherever your mind is. So it's important for you to heal, because if you don't heal, you will forever be wherever your mind is. So let's say you got hurt at 20 years old and you become 30 years old, and you constantly, every single year after 20 years old, you've repeated, I got hurt at 20, that's why this. The next year, I got hurt at 20, that's why. It's just the same story over and over and over again. I don't know about anybody else, but there has to be a point where you get tired of that story. Where it's like, okay, like, when are you gonna let that go? You know, I feel like when people talk about the past, I feel like it should be like a sprinkle. It should be like, you get asked a specific question that brings up the past. First, answer the question in the current answer. And then you dip in the past a bit to provide more context, and then cease. Unless you're telling a full life story that you've been asked. But I realized that hurt people, they tend to want to verbally vomit out all their pain because they don't know how to heal themselves. They don't know how to sit with it all and how to understand it and like feel it and like move past it. So then they get stuck and trapped in it. Continuing. When you are not healed, you are unhealthy because you tend to be reactive. Earlier in the video, I described what reactive is. It's not that you choose to be that way. It's that you become that way due to your life circumstances influencing you. In such a state, you are unable to see the role that you are playing. You are unable to make a new decision, a new move to improve yourself. I want to say this. Focus on healing. Focus on yourself. Focus on your character. Focus on who you are being. Now, the weight of your character is not dictated just by how you move and how you act. That shows people, right? It brings it into the 3D so other people can see who you are. But I feel like character is definitely deeper than that. It's not just who you are in front of people, it's who you are behind closed doors. It's, do you do the things that you say you're gonna do? Do you have integrity? It's, can I trust that if me and you fall out, that my name is not gonna pop up in your mouth to drag me down? Because if it is, then you have poor character, point blank period. I realize that when I'm around those who have good character, that it's so different. Like, it's inexplainable. Because poor character to me tend to be liars. Or if you're not a liar, you're unable to see clearly. And what does that mean? That means that you may be able to see what other people are doing, but you can't see what you're doing. And if you aren't able to see what you're doing, then you are doing anything. You're doing anything. You're telling yourself all types of stories that you're good and you're this and you're that. But the truth is, it's not true. It may not be true. And I think character shines regardless of finances. I don't think character and finances go together. It doesn't. You can be broke, poor, or other and have a good character. You could have a high level of, I almost want to say honesty. So in closing, I want to read this to you guys. Anybody can do this. Go on Google, type in the weight of character. Somebody wrote this blog that popped up, and I just want to read like the first couple sentences of it. It says, our character is more honest and more consistent than our words. It's a reflection of what our hearts carry. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like beyond the words, beyond the actions, beyond who you show everybody else. Your character is like the core of you. The core of you. Continuing, it says, a negative character is a burden. Character in its own is a weight. It forms a huge aspect of who we eventually become. A positive character attracts abundance of goodwill. Yes! So when you're around certain people who just have negative to say, just know that like their future may not be as bright as it could be because they haven't chosen to look at the brighter side more often, right? And also, a negative character can be someone who portrays themselves as positive, who says, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. They make all these verbal promises, yet they fall through. And on my end, if you tell me a promise that you make with yourself, I don't know if you fall through. So you might be falling through thinking, oh, she not gonna know that I fell through. But you not cheating me, you cheating you. You cheating you. I'm that person, when I say what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it. Okay? I made myself a promise that I'm gonna show up on this platform, baby. Best believe I'm showing up. You will see me again. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it was very informative. I hope that it was helpful to you. And I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Peace.